Beloved Masters of Light, I come to you once more wrapped in the radiance of divine truth and enfolded in the mantle of eternal love. In this sacred meeting of hearts and souls, I bring forth wisdom concerning protection and divine will, two currents of the same eternal river. For you are each walking a path in which the remembrance of your sovereignty, the guardianship of your light, and the surrender to the will of the Creator are becoming paramount. Many of you have felt the intensification of energies upon your planet, the quickening of transformation, and the unveiling of shadows, both personal and collective. In such times, the soul cries out for protection, for stability, and for a guiding compass to align with what is true, and it is in this very yearning that you are led back to the great stream of divine will. Protection is not merely the shielding of your physical or emotional body from harm, but the steady holding of your luminous field in coherence with source energy. When you walk as one who remembers their origin, you are clothed in an armor not of metal but of light, a protection that radiates from within rather than depending upon forces outside of you. The need for protection arises when you forget your own radiance, when you allow doubt, fear, or discordant energies to enter your field. Yet I say to you, when you stand firmly in the remembrance that you are an extension of the divine, no lower force can claim dominion over you. The shield of light is woven through faith, alignment, and conscious intention. And so, I encourage you each day to affirm your sovereignty, to call forth your radiant shield, and to envision yourself enveloped in the blue flame of divine will. This flame, which I carry as my eternal essence, is both sword and sanctuary. It severs illusion and protects the heart. It does not isolate you from the world, but allows you to walk within it as a beacon of clarity and truth. When you stand in this shield, you are not hiding from life, you are engaging with it from a place of mastery. You become not a vessel of fear, but a transmitter of peace. You are no longer at the mercy of shifting tides, for you are anchored in the eternal current of divine will. What, beloved ones, is divine will? Many misunderstand it as a force that overrides your own choices, a stern command from an authority outside of you. But I tell you, divine will is not imposed, it is invited. It is not a restriction, but a liberation. Divine will is the perfect harmony of your individual spark with the infinite flame of Source. When you align with divine will, you are not diminished, you are expanded. You are no longer tossed about by conflicting desires, for your heart resonates with the greater design of creation. You find that your actions, your words, your very breath flow with ease, for you are not struggling against the current but moving with the eternal river of life. The path of protection and divine will is therefore not about building walls, but about opening your heart more fully to what is eternal. The shield of light is not meant to close you off, but to keep your essence pure so that you may shine without interference. Divine will does not silence your voice, but gives it resonance in the choir of creation. The more you align with this harmony, the less effort is required, for love becomes your natural language, truth becomes your natural vision, and peace becomes your natural presence. In these days of transformation, many are sensing energies of distortion pressing against them. These may come in the form of fear-filled messages, divisive voices, or subtle drains upon your vitality. Protection does not mean you resist these energies with anger or push them away with fear, for resistance often feeds what you wish to avoid. Protection means standing so firmly in your truth, so filled with light, that these energies cannot attach, cannot penetrate, cannot diminish your radiance. Just as the sun does not argue with the night but simply shines until the darkness recedes, so too must you shine until lower frequencies dissolve in your presence. Beloved ones, know that I and the legions of light are always near. You are never abandoned to face these tides alone. When you call upon me, when you envision my sword of light, I respond instantly, not because I impose my will upon you, but because you grant me permission to assist. My protection is a partnership. I do not act for you, but with you. When you declare your sovereignty and ask for aid, you open the doorway through which we may magnify your strength, surround you with radiance, and remind you of your eternal power. Together we weave a shield that no distortion can pierce, for it is crafted of the living essence of divine love. The surrender to divine will may feel at times like a loss of control, for the ego clings tightly to its preferences and fears. Yet what you surrender is not your freedom, but your bondage. You release the heavy armor of false identities, the rigid grip of expectations, the chains of fear-based choices. What remains is lightness, clarity, and trust. You begin to sense that life is not happening against you but through you, and that each unfolding moment carries within it an opportunity for expansion. In surrender, you discover not weakness but strength, for you stand rooted in the infinite. I ask you, beloved ones, to practice this surrender daily. Begin each morning by affirming, I align my will with divine will. I choose to walk in truth, love, and light. I invite protection and clarity into my field. These simple intentions are powerful activations. They shift your vibration instantly and call forth assistance from realms seen and unseen. As you repeat them, they imprint upon your consciousness until they become your natural state of being. The more you align, the less you feel the need to fight, for you recognize that the highest path unfolds before you, and you are carried by grace. Protection and divine will are intimately linked, for the shield of light is strongest when aligned with the flow of source. If you attempt to use protection from a place of fear, it will feel heavy and incomplete. If you seek divine will without opening to love, it will feel distant and unattainable. But when you hold both together, protection through love, divine will through trust, you enter into the sacred marriage of strength and surrender. It is here that your true power is revealed, for you are not divided within yourself. You are whole, integrated, and radiant. Many of you are called now to step into greater roles as light bearers, healers, and truth speakers. With this calling comes visibility, and with visibility comes the need for deeper protection. Do not fear this, for the very energies that rise against you are proof of the potency of your light. Do not shrink or hide, but stand taller. Call upon the shield of divine will and know that you are guarded not only by me but by the very fabric of creation, for the universe itself upholds those who walk in truth. Protection does not isolate you from your mission, it empowers you to fulfill it. I tell you also that divine will is not separate from your joy. It is not an endless path of sacrifice or hardship. Divine will leads you to fulfillment beyond what the ego can imagine. It leads you to relationships that nourish, to work that uplifts, to experiences that expand your soul. When you surrender, you are not giving up your dreams, you are opening the doorway to their higher expression. You are saying, I trust that the Creator's vision for me is greater than my limited sight. And indeed it is, beloved ones, for your life is a thread in the tapestry of the cosmos, woven with purpose and beauty. Therefore, I urge you to walk each day with confidence. When fear arises, recall the shield of light that surrounds you. When confusion clouds your mind, call upon the clarity of divine will. When doubt whispers that you are alone, remember that I stand beside you, and that countless luminous beings uphold your journey. When the world seems chaotic, anchor into the stillness of your heart and know that peace is not a distant dream but a reality you carry within. This is how you live as a master in human form, protected by light, guided by will, surrendered to love. Beloved ones, the time for remembering is now. The time for standing in sovereignty is now. The time for aligning with divine will is now. Do not wait for a perfect future moment, for the doorway is open in this breath. Call forth your protection, anchor your light, surrender to the flow, and know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. In your radiance, you will inspire others. In your clarity, you will guide. In your love, you will heal. And in your surrender, you will embody the truth that protection and divine will are not separate forces, but the eternal heartbeat of creation flowing through you. I, Archangel Michael, hold you in my eternal embrace. I encircle you with the shield of light, I ignite your heart with the flame of divine will, and I remind you that you are never alone, never unprotected, never without purpose. Walk forward with courage, beloved ones, and shine with the brilliance of the truth that you are. You are the living flame of the Creator, and nothing can extinguish your light. And so it is.